Hey everyone, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today I'm asking the question, what happens when the leader of an entire nation has their Twitter account hacked? I am not talking about Trump, FYI. Now, this is coming from Security Affairs, and it is absolutely fascinating. The Twitter account for the personal website of India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been hit. Now, the attackers have sent a series of tweets asking followers to donate cryptocurrency to the Prime Minister National Relief Fund, which apparently is not a thing. Now, this smacks of the whole Elon Musk, Bill Gates hit a few weeks ago or so, if you recall that. And it opens up really a question on the literal nature of cybersecurity for national security of a country, as they are sitting here using public platforms like Twitter. India is the second most populous nation in the world, and Prime Minister Modi is the leader of over 1 billion people in that country. If we look globally, like here to the United States, we know that our president, President Trump, is a prolific tweeter, sometimes tweeting more than 50 times within 24 hours. I think his record is something like 170 tweets or something like that in the last year or so, which is just mind-boggling to me, but okay. What would happen if scammers were able to hit President Trump's account in the same way that they hit Prime Minister Modi's account? President Trump has millions and millions of followers in this country as well as around the world. They don't not just follow him, they also listen to him, and studies have shown that for many, he is a primary news source. So when he says, oh, XYZ is happening, there is a large swath of this country, that will believe that. That is their news, their primary news. Now, given the record of just recent internal breaches at Twitter, I mean, this is really concerning for a few different things. One, as I just mentioned, if this is taken over, basically you might be telling an entire population to do something that might be detrimental or even devastating or even deadly to them. This also may give the attackers an internal look into, let's say, the personal and private direct messages that the President of the United States or the Prime Minister of India is actually doing. This is a huge, huge issue that we have to talk about. And it also speaks to what I spoke to regarding Twitter a couple of weeks ago or so, regarding their internal control system. They have too many employees that basically have access to anything. There's been no real compartmentalization of data, and apparently they're not auditing with enough frequency to catch this, because the last time this happened to Bill Gates and Elon Musk, and I think Jeff Bezos was in that list as well. Somebody basically paid an employee in Twitter to gain access to this, and they were able to get a whole bunch of very sensitive information on people with verified Twitter accounts. So this is a huge, huge issue. But when we are talking about a Prime Minister Modi or President Trump or President Macron or Prime Minister Johnson in the UK, we are talking about literally the security of a sovereign nation. And so should a company like Twitter then have a secondary layer, should have a special, let's say, filter that government officials have to go to, not just to validate and verify their accounts, but also ratchet up their internal security to see and verify that, let's say, the president here has one cell phone and 2 computers. I'll make it easy that those are the only 2 computers that can actually access the account unless somebody is jumping through hoops, or there's a validation of, let's say, a Twitter employee having to actually call the White House or wherever Prime Minister Modi lives. I'm sorry, I do not know his residence's name, to basically say, hey, Prime Minister, hey, Mr. President, whatever this is, or the staff to actually validate that access into that account, even if it's for just housekeeping and maintenance purposes on Twitter's end or whatever platform, is actually valid and legal. These are the checks I think that we need to have, and I think that it should be basically for every user on the platform, although I know that becomes impractical in a lot of different reasons, including automation and manpower. But this is a huge, huge issue that I think we need to address. And I think that we're going to continue to see more of this because attackers aren't stopping. Twitter and Facebook and all of them are being hit or attempted to be hit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so I'm wondering who the next prime minister or president or secretary of state or whatever major government official is going to be next up and then tweeting out fake cryptocurrency scams or worse. And I think it's something that we need to address. And I think it's something, quite frankly, that Twitter needs to answer to, because we're not hearing about this here in the United States. This happened in India. And as I am looking around globally for cybersecurity news, I find it all, but I'm probably in the rare in the terms of how many sources I read on a daily basis to bring you interesting news and information like this. So with that, this is your news of the day. And happy Friday. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.